Hey there, and welcome to another episode of the Contractor Grow Show. My name is Mark Lamberth, your host. And today I have Alan Morgan here on the show from Nevada Stairs in Las Vegas. Um, thank you for being here, Alan. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Very
fantastic.
interested in what you got, what to talk about. Be fun.
Cool. Yeah, well, I've learned a lot more about your story here, but maybe you can just give us the breakdown, kind of what you guys are up to over at Nevada Stair in Las Vegas.
Well, the story is basically the majority owner of our company is named Peter Kiffner, and he started a company with a gentleman back in like 1994 named Russ Emmerich, and they were actually installers for a company called Artistic Stairs that came out
Okay.
of Arizona. And what's interesting is Artistic Stairs started out with Arizona, came into Las Vegas. And the funny story is it's kind of long, but the guy that owns Titan Stairs originally, which is a really big company here in town, they're a good company. They've been sold a few times, but the original owner came from Artistic Stairs too. So there's a lot of people that came from this company called Artistic Stairs.
Okay.
And yeah, so Pete left with Russ, and they started Nevada Stairs back in the 90, like about 94. Bill Burke with another guy named Kendall Prisby, who started Titan Stairs back probably about the same time or before. I get my dates wrong, so don't quote me on it.
Sure.
Had Titan Stairs, and I actually met Bill Burke, who owned Titan Stairs, through my family who owns roller skating rinks for 50 plus years.
Oh, no
And
kidding. Okay.
yeah, we actually got into a hockey fight. He's a goaltender, and I was a player. And next thing you know, he's playing hockey at the family rink and sponsoring hockey teams with my dad and I. And next thing I know, I'm coaching hockey for him. And then next thing you know, he's asking me to come work for him in the stair business because felt like it was a great career for me to move because my dad was going to sell a skating rink. And I gotta get a real life job eventually one day. So luckily he hired me, and 25 years later, there's this huge story about me being at Titan Stairs, leaving the Nevada Stairs for a couple of years. Recession hit, lost my job, went back to Titan Stairs for a little while. Pete had unfortunately had his first wife he lost due to health issues,
Hmm.
and he's a little bit. I'm 50, so he's like in mid 60s, and he wanted to kind of need some help and looking to have a exit strategy to retire out of the business. So I was kind of the next best thing. I had experience with him, and I've been doing this for since 1999. So,
Huh.
and my wife, who's actually a licensed general contractor by trade, who's been building homes in Las Vegas for 25, 20, or even 30 years, whatever it is.
Hmm.
He thought that we'd be a great combination to bring back into his company. And we've been partners with him. Basically, we're managing partners. We run the whole business, me and my wife, Tina. And he's kind of on a semi retirement program where we're trying to exit him out to his cabin in Utah. And we run the business, full time. So it's kind of our baby, basically, in a nutshell, which is kind of a really, like a really good family run business even though we're not blood family.
Uh-huh.
So that's our business, and we've grown a lot over the years, and we specialize in mostly residential construction. We do a lot of builders in town. I don't do all of them, but I do most of them, and most of my other business, you'd be surprised, is actually remodels, where we remodel the staircases for people living in existing homes. They've been in
Oh,
a home.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So if people have been in homes for 20, 30 years, they don't want to upgrade their home because they can't afford the new price ranges of homes or the interest rates too high. They're like, honey, let's just renovate our flooring, our cabinets, and by the way, let's do our stairs. It becomes a domino effect. And so there's two of us that do what we do here in Vegas, and so we renovate about 175 to 200 stairs a year in existing living homes.
Wow.
So
Amazing.
yeah, and not
Amazing.
including our other business, which is our existing tract homes, which is brand new built homes for residential. So we stay very busy with about 12 installers, four finished crews, and we're probably running about 25 to 30 give or take employees at any moment. You know,
Interesting. Wow, no kidding. Okay.
yeah,
Great. So you guys, it's a serious operation. I mean, you guys have been around forever. I
yeah,
saw just a quick summary on your site. Nevada Stairs, the longest, I think, longest locally owned licensed and
yes,
bonded
we are.
stair company
Hmm.
in Vegas.
Yeah,
From banisters, treads, railings, handrails, and balustrades, will
yeah,
design, manufacture, and create the custom
yeah,
staircase of your dreams.
yeah.
Yeah.
We got to update our website. It's a little dated, but we're going to try to get it updated for next year. But it's
Uh-huh.
it's we got so much more we've done that we just haven't put up there, which is kind of sad because we have a lot of beautiful stairs that we haven't put on our website that's really missing. But
Interesting. I'll bet. I mean, I took a look at your photos. I mean, it's interesting kind of process that you guys have. So, I mean, it's sort of like they're custom stairs, yet people can sort of choose a general style. They can choose the wood. I mean, how does the design process happen
so
with you
basically,
guys?
what we do basically is I get a phone call or an email, and the funny part is I've done this for 25 years. I can usually look up somebody's address and not to be snooping on people, but I could find out where they live, feed it, or find the neighborhood, find the square footage of the house sometimes, and go, oh, I've done that plan before. Between me and my wife, we'll figure out the house and go, all right, I know this client before I even call them, and I'll actually already get the game plan going with looking at old pricing I've done at a house, and I'll have a game plan before they even know what they're looking for, or before I even know what they're going to tell me they want. I like to be in there before the game starts because I feel like if I'm the first guy that sets the rules, I can dictate everything. Even if I'm wrong, they're going to believe everything that I say, and it's going to make them have a more warm and fuzzy feeling with my company. And so a lot of times we go out. I can do it off of the website, or I schedule to come out to them in person. I go over the picture book. I drop the staircases, show them what their options are. I come back. I bid all my jobs same day. You will never get a bid tomorrow,
Hmm,
chase me down. It's the same day. Even if I'm out of town,
really? Wow.
I'll bid it out of town. Even on hunting trips, I'll have a laptop at a trailer and I'll bid it there, or I'll find a way to get bid same day. And then once you
Huh.
sign with me, my wife meets with them with a big old toolbox. She walks in with pieces, parts, wood samples, because I'll bid several wood options for the client because they're wanting to pick a color. And a lot of times I figure like, if I could save them 5 or 10% just on the color by using a softer wood, for instance, it's not a cheaper wood, it's just more an economical wood.
Uh-huh.
And if
Okay.
we're not walking on it, then obviously, using poplar wood over maple is going to save you 10, 15%. Well, you can't put that on a stair tray because you're walking on it. But if it's a handrail or a post, and you're going to go with an ebony finish, which is a black finish, why spend the money? Any wood can be
Huh.
dinged with your ring or whatever. So she
Uh-huh.
walks in there, pieces, parts, walks them through it, has tons of colors for them to pick. She takes the colors and she puts them against the wall, the flooring, so they can see how it, coincides with everything in their home. And the funny part is, a lot of times their idea what they want doesn't match with what they want in their home because when you put that color into their home, it's specialized in their own home. It's all custom because your house is different than my house, and so on. Even if your neighbor has the same staircase, it could look different. So we
Uh-huh.
spend about an hour, 2 hours with our clients once we move forward with them. I don't make them sign any paperwork or a deposit until they actually meet with Tina because I want them to have 100% comfortability of what we're selling, what product we're selling them, what they're getting, and all that. I hate when people send me over a signed contract, send me a deposit, and we haven't met to go over color selections, dates on, and it feel like you're just taking
Uh-huh.
advantage of your clientele.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not trying to beat up subcontractors, but most
Sure.
subcontractors in our day are blow and go. And I
Uh-huh.
probably lose I probably lose work by being too honest and because
Right.
I want to cross T's and dot I's. I've actually had clients I've been in their homes and they're just trying to rush the system. And I've had to honestly say, look, I really, appreciate you coming in here and allowing us to be a potential contractor, but I don't think we're a good fit for you because you're not letting us do our job to our ability. We are the professionals in what we do. Are we perfect? No. We're
Hmm.
awesome, but not
Uh-huh.
perfect is what my wife's motto is for our company. And so we stick to that. And yes, we have mistakes. Don't get me wrong, but we fix our mistakes when we do have them because everybody has them. We don't run
Uh-huh.
from them. We take accountability, but we want you to feel comfortable with what you're doing with us, whether it's good or a situation that disappoints you, and we can make it good for you. Most of our reviews, we have 50, 60 reviews, and we have over, 4.5, 4 and 3/4 stars, because we do a good job with our clients, but we are not perfect, you know.
Yes, I noticed your reviews. I mean, they're exceptional. I mean, we talk with a lot of companies at, different
Yeah.
levels. A lot of companies don't have reviews at all. And so
Yeah.
when I see a company that's got 50, 60 reviews like you guys do, that says a lot to begin with. And I mean, it's not only the star rating, I mean the quality of the reviews as well, because people get in, they describe what their experience has been. I want to
Yeah.
ask you about that. I mean, and you've already talked about this but I'm just talking about the kind of level of quality of service. I mean, you guys clearly are setting a a really high bar. I mean, with contractors, as you say, a lot of
Yeah.
blow and go for different reasons. People can get flamed out online and
Yeah.
have bad reviews and whatever. You guys look great. I mean, how what is what's your secret sauce? What's your
Well,
magic around delivering such consistent work over so many
right.
years that's so high quality that people are just kind of raving about
The
your work?
biggest, well, the biggest thing that we do that most people do not do in any business you do, no matter what you're selling, is answering your phone. Answer the
Huh.
phone. Don't basically see. One thing we do is my wife and I we give out our cell numbers to all of our clientele.
Is that right? Got
And
it. I love it.
unfortunately, our phones sit by our beds 24/7. If when we're home, no matter where we're at, we answer our calls and text messages. I've had text messages and emails I've answered at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Not
Wow,
that
no
I
kidding.
recommend doing that all the time, but
All right.
we like to be first on everything.
Uh-huh.
We if there's an issue with somebody, we call them. We don't have problems in our company. We have challenges. We have solutions. So
Okay.
if there's a solution, I mean a challenge that we have, we try to have a solution immediately. We call. We don't hide into the day. Been chasing us for 6 hours. That client's gonna be so frustrated. They've been chasing you. We cut that off before the situation gets out of hand because we are in construction. There's no perfection, unfortunately. And I'm
Uh-huh.
not saying that I'm not trying to set the bars that we do terrible work and we're always, putting out fires. That's not the issue. It's about the way you handle all the client's concerns.
Uh-huh.
And we handle them as quickly and efficiently as possible. And we've relayed that information to our girls in the office, our production team, everybody that we have working for us to know that if you've got an issue, you handle it immediately. If you can't call them, hey, I heard your challenge. Let me find out and get an answer to. I will call you right back. And you do that. Don't just hide and make people chase you down. Almost everybody I talk to in any construction
Mm.
business, and even almost any other business, I mean, because I play hockey, I play tennis, I hunt, I do all these things, and all these businesses I spend money with, I'm always chasing people down, and it's the most frustrating thing.
Huh.
And if you got to chase somebody down to give them money, they're probably not somebody you want to do business with, And
Right.
so, I mean, it just means you're not working, efficiently, and you're constantly putting out fires. But we're always trying to think above, and also ahead of everybody else to make sure that we can foresee everything out there. Our expectations paperwork that we send out with our proposals is probably 5 or 6 pages long. And I tell people, listen, this is not to scare you. This is to educate you. Because I hate when somebody goes, well, you never told me this. You never told me that. No, 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 no. We tell you everything that we can think of. However,
Hmm.
every year my dad and I have a joke, running joke. January 1st, Alan, how dumb were you last year? I was dumb as can be. But right now, I'm still a genius up till December 31st. Because
Right.
what I've learned is everybody seems to find another question that I haven't thought about every year off of Google or whatever YouTube that they found. And it happens. That's just the way people are. We all think we're all made differently. And so we're constantly trying to fix our expectations of our clients and take them to different levels every year because every year we realized the year before how dumb we really were. Even though we had a good year or not, we were idiots. So we're
I
trying
like
to
it.
just better ourselves every year. And
Uh-huh.
so we don't live in a glass bubble and think every Wednesday meeting we have a manager meeting and think we're just geniuses. We actually really look at situations and say, look, okay, this client was very difficult. And most people say, well, that guy was just a jerk or lady was a jerk, and they blame them 100%. And sometimes I understand that those issues are they're I hate to just blame a client, but I always look at my people in my company say, hold on, stop for a second. They're 100% wrong, but I want you to look at something. Where could we have recognized their misunderstanding and have a different avenue to foresee these type of telltale signs for clientele so that we can better ourselves and help these clients that don't see things as well as we assume they see, even though they sign the paperwork. They do forget some things. It's very overwhelming. You just can't go to Lowe's or Home Depot and look up stair parts and like you can with flooring cabinets. And we're just kind of those weird, you know, dinosaur type businesses where you don't see us. You don't know what we are. We just sneak in and it just gets put up in a house.
Hmm.
I mean,
Uh-huh.
it's different. So most people don't even know there's a such thing as stair companies. I mean, I didn't know the first time my parents bought a house that I thought when you bought from the builder, they built it. I didn't know you had, you know, 10, 12, 15 different contractors doing all the subcontractor work. I had no idea about that.
Right, right.
And
Uh-huh.
all the steps of putting a house together. So it's, with stairs, it's a very it can be an overwhelming situation. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of geometry that goes involved in that, a lot of trigonometry. So it's hard to find good people in our industry. And so, we try to find the people who are the most patient and calm demeanor of them. And we figure we can teach them the business afterwards so that it can rub off to our clientele, because our clientele have to be, we have to teach them from the bottom up. It's a very tricky business. So
That's interesting, and you actually leading into something I'd love to learn more about, because I think you guys have got this figured out. So some of the photos on your site sounds like they're kind of dated. You had
yeah, very dated.
20 plus people on the team then. It's like it's 25 now. A lot of our listeners, people in the trades these days, remodelers, builders, I mean, they really struggle. Landscape, I mean, everyone really in the skilled trades and local service
Yeah.
area businesses have trouble finding, training, motivating, and
Yes.
retaining team. And you guys have been at this for a long time. I get the sense that you guys have built a cool culture, and I'm gonna have some other questions about just kind of your
Yeah.
mindset, because I think that you've got some cool stuff figured out there as well. But regarding like team and retention, I mean, what kind of tips do you have around finding, recruiting, motivating, and retaining a
Right.
team, people long term?
That's a really tough thing, because what happens is this, like I said, the stair business, we're dinosaurs, because you don't have somebody every day just, picking up from, anywhere to just pick up and do tools, because you need $1,000 worth of tools minimum, and I mean thousands, like 2, 3,000, whatever. And, to jump in our industry to start building, it takes a lot of patience, and you really need somebody young to learn the business that doesn't have a lot of bills. You don't want somebody who has that's 40 something years old, has a wife, 2 kids, trying to put them through, whatever they're dealing with sports, and just going to walk in our industry and make, 60, 70, $80,000 a year. It just doesn't work that way. You really need to find them when they're young, or you get lucky and they quit from another company here in town. But you don't like that, because you don't like to be stealing back and forth from people. You don't want, they have some loyalty,
Uh-huh.
and we all know each other in the business, and we don't like to steal from each other. But if somebody comes over, I'm not going to say no either, just like they would not say no, and I can't blame them. Now we don't go on we don't go on to job sites and try to steal people. We don't do that, and they don't either. Which is nice. But the one thing that my wife has been really good is so my wife's background is everything you could think of in building homes, from sales and marketing, purchasing, to building homes herself. She's built probably close to 1,000 homes in Las Vegas, anywhere from a starter home
Wow.
to a $10 million custom home. She's got 2
Okay.
college degrees. She's got contractor's license. She's on 3 boards, not including our homeowners association, of course, but she's in women's in professional building. She's in the Southern Nevada Homebuilders Association, and she also is one of the co-founders in what you're talking about, is a trade school here in Las Vegas. So she spent 3 years with everybody building a trade school, and she was a school teacher for 7 years. So the trade school was
Wow.
great, because she had the knowledge of school teaching, and she had it also from the construction industry, which nobody has that, but she does. And they built this school, and I think they're in their second year now. And what the great thing about we're trying to do is we've been trying to teach people carpentry, all the different trades that you could think of, so they can have a career out of high school, because that's the base where you
Huh.
get anybody. Because if you're trying to get somebody who has an established life, they can't go backwards to make $150 a day. It just doesn't work. And with
Uh-huh.
inflation and the way a cost of living always goes up in different states, it's just so hard to do. So she has spent so much time over the last 2 or 3 years or longer now building the school, and I think it's in its second year now. And they've got 5 or 6 people on board with different subcontractors, and they have a school. They have a freshman and sophomore class now. I don't think they've got a junior senior yet, because where are you at? Juniors now. Oh, well, you got juniors. My apologies. I'm behind.
Okay.
There's so much she does. I can't keep up with her. Um, Luckily, we've been married for a long time, and I can have that relationship where she doesn't always need me, or vice versa.
Yeah.
But I need her more. She needs me, obviously. But
Yeah, I'll bet,
uh,
man.
I definitely married up, not down.
Yeah, I love it.
Poor thing. But that's the thing that we do. And so Tina basically has helped with our industry and just construction in general, not just the stairs, where her and her team have built this school from the ground up. Literally, they had to get grants. I mean, they spent years doing this. They don't make any money out of this. This is
This is a
uh,
trade school, woodworking
yeah,
school
yeah.
for
They have
apprenticeships,
regular,
essentially.
yeah. They have basically high school and they learn their regular general school education plus along types of different careers with different types of trades in construction industry. Because college isn't for everybody.
Sure.
I mean, I played every sport you could think of, and I had a junior college golf scholarship. I didn't last 3 months in college. And then I came back and was
Yeah.
running the skating rink for my dad and playing professional roller hockey, and I had no education. And I got
Huh.
lucky to fall into this trade,
Uh-huh.
and I was very fortunate. But you go into college. College isn't for everybody. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like college. I got a son.
Hmm.
I have one son that has 2 associate degrees. I have another son that's in the Marine Corps in Japan, and he's got college
Uh-huh.
degrees. I'm the
Hmm.
dumbest in the whole family. I mean, I really am. But what we've learned is, for me, and I've always said this, I think you should go get a college degree personally for a backup plan if you can, because it's
Uh-huh.
great. But to me, you got to go to college. You need to go there for, I always make the old joke, for lawyer, doctor, or something you specialize in. But most
Uh-huh.
people come out of college and they got nowhere to go. And they end up, some people work great with their hands. Some people work good with selling, and I sell stairs for a living. I sell a lot of stairs. I can't do what they can from the neck down. That's just not my industry. But this school helps with finding these kids so they can either go out of the school to college or find a trade out of that and get right into the workforce. And
Okay,
it's
interesting.
nice
So, I
about it.
mean, so regarding finding folks to be on your team,
Yeah,
especially for a trade that's got maybe it's kind of got a classic apprenticeship type thing, right? I mean,
yeah,
this isn't necessarily at the very top, maybe income range of the trades.
right,
Um, Sounds like that's maybe how you find folks is kind of
yeah,
find them young and train them up. How do you retain them? So if someone's been with you for 5 years,
right,
maybe now they are in their kind of mid late 30s, whatever. They've
right,
got their second kid on the way,
yeah,
right? What do you do to create a culture so that people stay long term? Because ultimately, I mean, businesses, we're looking for profitability.
yeah,
Obviously, amongst other things. Well, especially for an apprenticeship type employee, I mean, it might not really be profitable for you even for years, right?
yeah,
So once you get into that zone where someone's been working with you for 5 years or so, they know your systems, they can,
yeah.
run the shop on their own, whatever. How do you keep them long term?
Well, the one thing that we do a lot differently in a lot of places. So, like in the stair business, you have stair installers and you have stair finishers. So you have guys that stain the
Okay.
railing system, so they can make money. I have some guys that can make 300-400 bucks a day, or even more. Um,
Oh, okay.
so, but
Great.
but you've got to be at the point where you have to be willing to learn too. I have some guys that just don't want to learn square iron, horizontal designs, curve and twist, don't want to finish, and that's where the money's at. Is the custom stuff. They want to stick to the
Mm.
square pickets, which is what we call mission, or traditional, which is a turning, and you make a few $100. And they want to work in the track business where there's very low margins for the subcontractor. So we can't put higher piece rates in there because we got to be competitive to keep light bulb work on, is what I call it. And some of those guys don't mind making
Hmm.
150, $200 a day. And I don't know how they survive. I guess they've got a good, spouse at home that makes good money and they can make it work. And, God bless them. But, we tell guys, if you want to make money in our business, you have to learn to do the hiring stuff. I have a very high end guy that's probably got 30, 35 years of experience that built a lot of the high end stuff that you see on the website. I took him out of that industry, out of the field, from doing stairs, and he's actually my production manager for the custom homes. And so he helps teach some of these guys. He gets them involved if they want to learn. He mentors them on job sites, while they're actually on the job to get the piece rate. He comes in and he helps them get through the job so they can learn curve and twisted stuff, meaning the stuff that spins around or bends or whatever. Or like when we do, a lot of places don't do this, but in the East Coast, if you ever look at a stair with a metal spindle, you'll see like they call little escutcheons on the very bottom. What they're doing is that's a square iron. And a lot of those guys, they make a round hole and they cover it up with, they put a square spindle in a round hole. So they cover it up with that
Ah,
escutcheon. We don't. We actually make a square hole for a square spindle.
huh.
Or
Interesting.
we do a round spindle,
The
a round hole.
plunger router.
So we basically, it's called a mortiser.
Okay.
So we
Okay.
mortise it
Right.
out and all
Okay.
that.
Uh huh.
So our guy will teach them how to do that, and we pay more on our piece rates with a square spindle than a round iron spindle. So David will walk guys through the system and get them to learn that, which is really nice. So that helps a lot. But we try to encourage the guys and to learn more, and we give them kudos, and uh, we try to make them feel like that we're all part of the same team. We don't like to have. I don't like to have, titles in the business. I try to eliminate the titles. I don't think that's important, because everybody has egos and, we don't like management, we don't like this guy or that, we just keep it all the same. We try to be family oriented. So whatever we can do to help them learn those steps and make them feel like we're all part of the same team, we do. We have a guy that runs our shop, really good installer. He's not installing anymore. He helps guys out. He works with them as well and helps them through learning to do more difficult stuff so they can make more money, because the more that you can learn in the business, the more educated you get, the quicker you could do the job without making mistakes and make more money, because we're a piece rate business. So we do
Interesting.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can make a lot more money than just 150, $200 a day. You can get in that 3, 4, $500 a day if you're willing to put in the time to learn and make a few mistakes. And we're one of those
Hmm.
companies too that when guys make mistakes, I try not to beat them up and make them go back and fix things for free, even they should. It costs me money, material, and the labor, and not
Right.
putting them on another job that they should have been on to make the money. So we try to
Uh-huh.
look at the situation and say, hey, look, so and so, look, this is kind of, this was your fault, but this is a learning experience. I'm gonna at least throw you a bone or two. Just kind of, I don't want you to go broke or go hungry because you were trying to learn. I want them to I want to let them know I'm investing in them to motivate them to learn. Because if they make a mistake from learning and they don't get paid, they're not going to want to do that again. So if
Hmm.
I'm willing to
Interesting.
spend a
Okay.
few bucks to teach them that, because you know I don't want them to not look at wanting to learn, because that's a scary thing, because they make a mistake, they don't want to ever do it again, especially if it costs them money. So you have to be
Uh-huh.
very careful with that, and not beat them up. So we're not one of those companies that, a lot of construction companies, they believe in screaming and hollering and slamming and throwing stuff. I've seen that. However, we're very more laid back, and we realize that, fighting fire with fire doesn't ever fix anything. So we try to keep it cool with water. So we try
That's
to calm the
great.
situation, and nobody wants to make a mistake on purpose. So we try to think more clearly and come up with resolutions to make everybody happy, and realize that we all make mistakes, and we want them to learn and feel like they're always part of the growth in our business, and at the same time that they're not in a dead end job. This is a career, and they can eventually move up into management positions, or if they're looking to make more money because they need to buy a house, or build that career of their family, then they're happy with this and make it more, not as a business for anybody, but as a more like just a hobby for them. Because a lot of guys like to work with their hands, and that's a hobby. So we want them to feel if they can treat this like a hobby, have a place to go, and and just enjoy their day and not look at it as work. You know.
Man, that's really cool.
Yeah.
So the last question or two I have here, Alan, um, I noticed, well, just to talk a little bit, to kind of tie this in, because I think this is interesting, is that, Peter originally founded the business.
Yes.
You came in a long, long time ago. You and Tina run the company now, and Peter is not even there at the day to day. I mean, you guys are really kind of running it, or
Yeah.
completely running it.
Yeah.
And I saw, looking at just some of your social posting and stuff, I saw that you've got a lot of great sort of like motivational quotes, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
it's very current, right? Like just as of today, last few days, whatever. But I mean, you're posting a lot, and so I'm just curious about. I mean, you guys run this important business. You're managing partner at the business. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys are completely involved and immersed in this, and it sounds like you run it really well. And I'm curious what the kind of connection is to mindset, right? This is something that just personally you're out posting about on social. Hey, listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
get your mind right over here. Here's some ideas. Here's some tips about life and
Yeah.
stuff. How is this sort of like mindset piece? How has that been helpful to help you and Tina run a successful company?
Well, the your mind's your strongest part of your body, and my dad always has been a great mentor for me. So I speak to my dad almost a daily basis. And,
Hmm.
you know, um, you know, one thing that he's always focused on me was, you're only the only thing that nobody can take away from you is your bond and your word. And so those are very important things to me. And so I've always really looked into the fact that, my mindset has to be always clear and looking in positive situations. And we don't run a perfect business. We run a very difficult business. Clientele can be very difficult and, very
Hmm.
stressful. And, I've always told people that um, the situation is only as bad as you make it based on how you react to it. And so your mind has to be so much more clearer when you're dealing with these challenges. And so my wife and I, we have two boys. My oldest son is 26, and he has Asperger's syndrome. Very, very intelligent young man. He works for a big company here in town. He has two associate degrees. My youngest is in aviation logistics in the Marine Corps, and he's in Okinawa, Japan. And we're getting luckily get to have him back here in a few days for the holidays. And you know, my boys, just like I did to my dad, I hope they've always looked up to me like I look up to my dad as guidance. Because um, if I showed them that remember the old saying of a commercial, never let them see you sweat. Is that commercial where they do the deodorant?
Oh
Never
yeah,
let them see you
yeah.
sweat. So I've learned that from my dad. He never sweats. I'm like, that guy is he just he looks calm, cool, collected no matter what's going on. I mean, he could have
Oh
just had his
really?
wallet stolen $1,000. You never would have known it. I mean,
No kidding.
so I've always tried to live by that mean, and I feel like that I've been very lucky that because of his behavior, I've been fortunate to take his advice. What a concept, listen to a father, But I've seen that by taking his advice, things have worked out so much better for me, and I've seen it work out for my boys as well. And Tina and I really focus on trying that with our management team and everybody that works with us. So if they see us with a situation, when they come to us with a challenge, and if I'm freaking out, what that doesn't do no good for them.
Mm,
That they've got to see that everything's okay no matter what happens. That they have to know that the business is always going to be good no matter how bad the situation is. Don't worry about it. If Alan and Tina are not sweating it, everything's okay then. And you have to be able to have that mindset. It's hard. Don't get me wrong. I can sit in my truck sometimes. I just want to scream to the heavens. But at the same time, I have to stay calm because I can't make a good decision if I'm not calm. And I'm not saying I'm perfect. I have my
mm,
moments. Do not please understand. I have my moments where I'm not calm and collected. But the majority of the time I am because you have to be that way because somebody has to always be calm so that you can make good, proper decisions in a business. And so,
mm,
we try to post that, try to think that way. So I post a lot of things on my Facebook. I try to be smart about the politic things because obviously, everybody has these last several years, people have been very um, opinionated about politics, and include myself. Don't get me wrong; doesn't make it
for
right or
sure.
wrong. I could have been just as wrong as anybody else, but at the same time, people have changed their mindsets, the way they look at things and see things. So I started thinking a while back, said, you know what, I need to stop being part of the problem. I need to start part of the solution. And
Mm,
so I realized I was being part of the problem sometimes with maybe posting a political view that wasn't
mm,
important anymore. I'm like, that's just stupid, Alan. That's just not right. And
mm,
so I started thinking, you know what? Go back to what got me to where I am, what got me, to be a good husband, a good father for my boys, and a good son, and hopefully a good, business partner and a good employer. And I started going back to the things that I really like, and that's motivational speeches. I have probably on my phone about
mm,
230 daily apps. I have albums of like everything about my boys, my tennis, my hunting, my family, you name it. Even daily good things I have on that. Even our dogs, I have everything. It's crazy. I can go find anything. And I just realized that, you know, stop being part of the problem, start being part of the solution. And I gotta start thinking more straight. I gotta start leading a better uh, you know, for me, my wife and I are very Christian people, and we're not perfect, but we need to live a more of a Christian life, and that means to stand more positive, and if it's with God or whatever it is, so we do that, and so the
uh-huh.
positivity things I started posting more and more, and I just wanted to see, for me, it helps me out, and I thought, you know what, if it just gets to one person, I have a lot of family people that follow me, and most of these people that I have are friends they're they're people that have known me for the skating rink business for 50 years, and they
Huh.
know me more than I know them because I don't remember it, and I don't want to be rude, like I'm too good to remember because that's not me. I put my pants on just like you do, one leg at a time, man. I'm not perfect. I am nobody. I'm just a normal guy, and if I can put something out there that just makes one person think a different way for the day, then you know what? I feel like it's helpful, and then I'm happy that I can post that. And so I post those things because it's about keeping a clear mindset and thinking straight, and hopefully it helps people out to think well. And sometimes I'll take those same things you see there, and I may send it to on an email or a text to like the team management day. I'll send it to my boys. when I see things with Sean who lives here, but Ryan is in Japan. I want to remind him, think straight because he's a he's up there in the running programs up there for the computer stuff that he does. And so he's a Lance Corporal, so he's ahead of a lot of people. So I want to keep his mind, more focused on, positive stuff too. And so, like I said, waking up and, every day is tough for a lot of people, and then getting through the day is even tougher. And so
Hmm.
I just figure, if I can stay focused on, keeping my day, positive and my family's, and then if I can share some of that with other people, then I hope it works out for them, and it's a good thing for them to be, going through their struggles, and maybe it helps them like it helps me every day, because we run a
Oh man,
seven
I'm
day.
sure.
I mean, we're 5 days a week, but we're 7 days. I mean, Tina
Yeah,
and I have a
I'm
funny. We got a
sure.
sign over one of our things over here, and it says, "I don't have a 9 to 5. I have a when I open my eyes and when I close my eyes," and that's the truth, So,
Uh-huh.
so we try to stay positive as much things that we can to keep our minds, in the positive, not the negatives of running a business, So that's why I
It's
post that.
fantastic, Alan.
Yeah,
It's just a lot of positivity, man. I love where you're
yeah,
coming from. I really enjoyed actually reading, just going back through the last few
mm,
months of stuff that you've written. I can tell you just got just wonderful family. I know your boys are so proud of you as dad, and I'm sure they look up to you a lot and ask you for your advice a lot.
yeah,
Um, if and thank you so much for being on the show today. This has
yeah,
been fantastic.
yeah,
If folks want to learn more about Nevada Stairs, if they want to get in touch with you personally, maybe they want to follow you, look, check out your Facebook.
yeah.
Where are a couple of good places to find you?
You know, I've been a little lackadaisical on my Nevada Stairs Facebook and my Nevada Stairs Instagram. Been a little lackadaisical. I've just been so busy, a lot of things, and that's just an excuse, not a. And I hate to like tell people I take accountability for all my failures, so it's just an excuse, which we're gonna probably work on a little better next year. But our website, it does have on there you can find stuff on there, and it says I think it's sales at nevadastairs.com, which goes directly to our email, which goes to me. I think my wife gets in, a few other people, but everything goes to me directly because I answer all the sales questions and all that. And
Okay.
so anything that sells at nevadastairs.com will go to me. And then I'd always have tons of pictures on my laptop that would just blow your mind that I don't have on the website. Go figure. Um, and so I can always send pictures of people, other things. But I have a few things I think on the Facebook, just running, like I said, just been um, not accountable for adding to it like I should. I think the Instagram still has a few things, but we're working on that. But
Sure.
those are some areas you can still find things. Um,
Great. So the website's nevadastairs.com, just like it
yeah,
sounds.
yeah,
To get directly in touch with Alan, it'd be sales at Nevada Stairs.
yeah,
And then you can find their page on Facebook as well.
yeah.
Not with the most updated photos, but probably
No,
some, maybe some here in the next couple of months and whatnot.
yeah,
Um, Perfect. Well, Alan, thanks again for taking the time. We just got in touch earlier today, and you were
yeah,
willing and able to jump right on. It's super helpful. It's great learning about you, Tina, the boys, the business,
yeah.
the story of the business. And folks, if you're looking for a beautiful set of custom stairs for your home um, in Las Vegas or surrounding areas, get in touch with Alan.
Yep, that's all you gotta do. Well, I get you
Uh-huh.
bid price same day. I usually do sometimes, so I'll find a way. So
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for being on the show today,
I
man. It's been
appreciate it.
super helpful.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay, we'll be in touch. All right, take
All
care.
right, have a good one. Thank you. Bye bye.